So, as you guys might have seen, the second place deck profile from Mark, this for hires. Last night decided to play Traptrix against to see if I can compete with meta, and lo and behold, first place. Went undefeated last night, went 5-0, split with the camera boy Mark for first, well, second and first, so, but I was still undefeated. He was like X1, yeah.
Sadly.
So anyway, first round was against him, 2-0, clap for hire.
You went first, all right.
Yeah, went first, set up a broken board. Next was Mystic Mine, but it was the burn version. I got that 2-1. Game 1 I opened up with Shade Brigandine and a Sarah, and if you open up with that against that, it's over. And went Heavy Dust Storm. So he set 4 and I wiped his whole back row and he just gave me the game. Got me game 2 and then I got him game 3. Third round was this Elemental Hero, Vision Hero thing. I got that 2-0. Easy peasy. Last round before top was Pen Magicians against Matt Counts. I won the dice roll again, went first, got it. Game 2, I couldn't get over, I think it was a Denko. And then game 3, I went into Utopia double for nothing, got him down to 100. He had no resources in the Pendulum to bring out, so I got it. And then went to top 4, where I played against Sky Strikers, and I got it 2-0. Won the dice roll. Went first, opened up with Imperial Order, he couldn't do anything, and then game 2, he decided to chain MST to a Waking the Dragon, and he can't get over rated Ultimate Falcon. So let's get into the profile.
Alrighty.
Monsters first. The best card to open with, Mirmillo, searches. And then, on her special summon, she gets to pop her back row, and this is like one of the most used effects. Diane is an instant rank 4. Stupid. And then on summon, she could reset a spell or trap. A trap. And then Mantis, sometimes I go into her over Sarah because she has a quick effect, and I can use it during my opponent's turn and get the effect of Sarah. And then these I just use for names, but you can't activate whole cards from your hand. So if you're afraid of getting evenly matched, because some people do side those in game 2, you could just end on her and then play your trap cards from your hand. And then one of this, I think it's called Nepenthes. She's just a name. Other than that, I don't run her. She has a fat ass, but she's weak.
Alright, so how well does Mirmillo synergize with Sarah because it's a forced activation even if you have no targets?
So because this was made in a time and era where effects were not balanced, this forces activation even if they have no spells and traps. So if you summon this from Sarah, you're forced to activate, and you get to search for Sarah and get a trap card for free. So that's dummy thick. And that's it for the Traptrix monsters. The only other monsters I played are 3 Ash Forehead, because
pretty standard.
Yeah. Shutting down decks. That's another thing too. The Sky Striker guy, he tried to get around on my board, and then he finally went to Mobilize Engage, and I was like, yeah, Ash. And he was like, balls. Only spell, double or nothing. This just wins you games. If they leave a monster on the board with 2,000 attack or less, you're just gonna win.
It's getting a little loud in here, isn't it?
Yeah, everyone wants to scream. Onto the traps. Literally single-handedly the best trap card of this deck is Shade Brigandine. If you go first and you open up this in a Traptrix, you're gonna set up a pretty stupid board. Depending on what you play against. Like I played against Mystic Mine, so I opened up. I went into Tornado Dragon with this, and I was able to wipe his back row. Onto the whole cards, even for Traptrix, I don't even play a lot of them. 2 Bottomless, 2 Floodgate, 1 Traptrix, Trap-Hole Nightmare, and 1 Time Space. Those are the only holes I play. This is probably going to get bumped up to 2 because this is way better than this. Because a lot of effects activate on summon, and you can't stop it with Bottomless, but this can. And this card is way better than other people think it is. They'll play it at 1 when it should be at 2. Only because in pendulums, if they pendulum summon out, you can flip all of them down permanently. And if they use their extra monster zone because they're desperate, you get to block their zone and they play at your speed.
This thing has gotten me so much value.
Which that actually came up against the Pendulum player. One of the best hand traps because they can't call by it. Impermanence, also a normal trap. Double Compulse. This card's This card baits out negates.
Compulsion 2019.
I played a Compulse against Savage Dragon. He was forced to negate, and then he went into battle phase and attacked, and Mirror Force just wiped his whole board. Heavy Dust Storm. Opening up this is really good. Torrential doesn't affect Sarah because she's immune to all trap effects, so she can't be cracked down, can't be impermanence, and she can't be killed by your own Torrential. Only one trap trick. You don't want to play more than one. This just helps search the if you absolutely need it, like if you need a Dust Storm or if you need a Compulse or anything. That's why I play a lot of these cards at 2.
Why would I?
And then battle traps because I'm bad. 1 Mirror Force and 2 Storming. Sometimes if you go into Sarah, their board's already set up and there's no point using any whole cards because they just won't summon anything. So they'll think you're not playing battle traps and you can just drop a Mirror Force. So you wipe their board and you get a free summon off of Sarah. Last one's Strike because sometimes you just need it. And shut down a third of the game, that dot card. You play no spell.
Yeah, that came in clutch last night.
Yeah, this card. This is amazing. I played against a zombie player last weekend. Played against zombies, shut down the zombie world stuff. So he couldn't turn my stuff. He couldn't get the rivalry lock on me. Sky Strikers, you just auto win. Too easy.
That's it for the main deck?
Yep. Here comes that extra deck. The card that single-handedly broke this deck, Sarah. People complain about her, saying she's too broken. Even though she is weak, she's dumb. Only 2 Nightmares because I don't like Cerberus. He's trash. Phoenix. This actually came up once. Borolo, just in case. XYZ's 2 Reflasias. Never made a second one. Barely made the first one. I think I made her once all night. Other than that, you could probably drop one of these for something else that's better. Exciton. This came up last week against. I also came in first, ironically. What is it? Zoodiacs. He made a board, and it was a pretty big board, so I just went into this and just wiped his whole field. This going first against Mystic Mind, you just win. OTK package, Utopia double. This is for Waking the Dragon, and a lot of decks can't get over a 3,500 fat ass with immune to all of the card effects.
Spicy.
Yeah. I think when someone hit the Waking the Dragon last night, they were like, oh my. And then for 2019 Tech, Cowboy for game. So the reason why I put this in is because he told me to put it in. I was like, I don't really have the space. But last week I was playing against Lunalights, and we went into time on the round with 8,000 life points left. And if I would have had this in my extra deck, I could have made it and won. So I was like, you know what? It's time to put this in. And then it came up last night where I had so many monsters that I made Nightmare Unicorn, pointed down, overlaid into Cowboy, and detached for a game. Where I was able to OTK him. I killed him in 1 turn. And then side, if you're going second, you side out the Brigadine package generally because I don't really need those. Those are generally a going first card, so going second, you want Kaijus to get over stuff. And 1 Slumber. I like the Kaijus over the Slumber because this can be negated, this can't. So you can at least get rid of 1 negate on board. So if you open up like an Ash or something against like a Guard Dragon and you like Ash the LP, they're only going to have like 1 or 2 negates at most. So at least you can get rid of 1 of them. And it's easier to play through 1 negate. I can play through 1 negate. This card is stupid. Won me a couple duels. Won me 1 last week and won me 1 last night against Sky Strikers. Bringing out Ultimate Falcon against decks where he's immune to everything, they can't get over him. So they just kind of say, oh shit. For the Pendulums, anti-spells, I didn't even side this in at all last night when I played against Pendulums. One time? I totally, actually, to be honest, I kind of forgot about the card. So it didn't do anything. Unending Nightmare, again, more back row hate in case you're playing against Mystic Mind. And if I really need cards to go off, Red Reboot. So some people, didn't happen last night, but last week people were playing Red Reboot. And if you play, let's say you play a trap card and they Red Reboot you, you can hit it back to them, set their own Red Reboot, and because you activated a normal trap card, you can use Sarah to summon out Murmillo and then pop this on their field, so that way they can't use it against you next turn. So that was the reasoning behind that. And that should be it.
That's it?
Yep.
Any extra words?
Sarah is busted, and she's amazing. This deck was super fun, And if you can build, it's actually not even that expensive to build, I think. Let me just run through this again. Well, minus the impermanences, but other than that, yeah, this deck is super fun.
Can you play Extravagance?
I was actually going.
No, there are some people who play Extravagance, and to those people who play that, I say, you're stupid.
They like to live life on the edge,
No,
right?
yeah, playing Extravagance with an extra deck like this, if you hate your Sarahs, it's over. Your Sarah is way too important, and like the extra deck, you need your utility cards more than you think. So let's see if we can do it again next week.